Poggers.
Poggers. Is that a new lingo that the kids use these days, or what was that?
That's just poggers with a highly exaggerated. Hold on, let me check. Hazer's ethnicity. Scottish accent.
Poggers is Scottish.
No. The word poggers is quote unquote English. But the way this Scotsman says it, and for theatrics, might I add, he says poggers. I don't know, it tickles my belly. I like it.
It tickles your belly, huh? I didn't realize that the belly tickled very often for you.
It's super sensitive, I'm very ticklish down there. It's kind of like trying to think of comparison. There's definitely that at least one piece laugh that just gets you going, whether it's a she or a
God damn it. I mean you gave me the door, man. You literally you fucking swung it right open.
Gave you underhanded pass and everything. He's like, here you go. You can make it. Just fucking
it's that laugh you can never stop thinking about. Oh yeah, right, Foxy's.
Yeah.
Oh god, I love fucking ticks.
That was great.
Sorry, were you saying something? I cut you off again.
Honestly, if I was, I don't remember it. I got hard reset by Treble.
You got hard reset by Treble. Well, it wouldn't be the first time for characters. I mean, would we consider what happened with Doflamingo and him a hard reset? That kind of feels like a reset in a manner of speaking.
Are we talking about the things that occurred in this week's set of episodes? Question mark.
I mean, I was hinting towards it without getting into specifics. I mean, obviously, we're gonna spend the better part of the next hour probably talking about it, but yeah. I mean, that was the question.
It was a reset of sorts. I'm not sure if it was a reset for Treble necessarily.
Well, no, I mean, it was a reset. But anytime people deal with Treble, they happen to feel, a reset of sorts, in a manner of speaking. He's very good at resetting people, is what I'm saying.
Oh, you mean angering them immensely?
Yes. Actually, yes, because that ends up being kind of the crux of what happens. Is he just made him more angry. Maybe we should get too much into it. Hey, Justin, how you doing this week?
I'm doing pretty good. I've managed to get 2 good days of sleep back to back after what was basically a week's worth of not good sleep. So my mental is doing pretty good for the moment.
Your mental's doing good. I love to hear that. I love when your mental's doing good, man.
I started eating salads.
Do you started eating salads? Hey,
I'm
love
trying
that
to
for you.
increase my good cholesterol by eating olive oil in appropriate amounts. We trying out here.
Okay. Yeah, I mean definitely be careful with that because olive oil in and of itself doesn't breed it's literally just a greasy fat, so it'll just give you cholesterol.
Well, there's good and bad cholesterol. It's good. It's high in HDL cholesterol, which is high density lipoprotein cholesterol. That's the stuff I need. I have too much of the low density stuff. That's the stuff that gets caught in your arteries and whatnot. And olive oil is a good source of that.
Oh.
But, in moderation, which is recommended amount is 1 tablespoon.
Right. Yeah. That as long as you're not literally drinking the stuff, because then you will just oil up the it's still cholesterol.
My insides will be so squeaky, not clean, real squeaky, real lubricated,
real lubricated. Right. Of course. Yes. Well, good. I'm glad that you're in the process of lubricating your bloodstream. That's fantastic. I love that for you.
Thank you.
I'm sure your heart will thank you.
That's the goal. We're trying.
It's like getting an oil change on your vehicle. When you haven't done an oil change in a while, your arteries they're clogged up. You got a lot of soot, a lot of sludge buildup, and you got to do an oil change. It's all black now. After you start ingesting some new cholesterol, it's all the right color. It doesn't have all the particulate matter inside of it. Right? Yeah. That's how oil changes work. We're really just machines, is what I'm getting at.
Okay. Now you start to sound like Jordy, who I think actually believes that. Now you're scaring me.
I mean, we are just machines, basically.
We're going to go back to One Piece. We're entering an uncomfortable topic conversation for myself.
Are we? I don't know. I feel like we're talking about real good philosophical content. I mean, honestly,
and that's not what One Piece is for.
Episodes.
We should save this for Panda View. That's where we put our garbage on.
All right, you've persuaded me. All right, that's fair enough. All right, back to One Piece. So, Justin, you want me to do the summary? You want to do the summary? How you doing?
I've had a really bad go of reading summaries recently, and that's mostly because lack of sleep. But theoretically, I shouldn't have that problem today. One, because I wrote it, and two, because I got good sleep. So we're gonna try. We're gonna try.
Okay, by all means, take the floor. Actually, can I ask you a question?
What's
have
up?
you ever written a summary that you haven't read that you expressly asked somebody else to read?
Like I purposefully wrote it with the intention of someone else's voice reading it. Yeah, once or twice.
Correct. Oh, okay. Fair enough. I was just curious. Just something that dawned on me really quick.
All right. Excuse me. All right, kids. I'm going to make this summary short and sweet so we can talk about the exciting moments from this week's episodes of One Piece. Despite having the cool powers, the teenage angst, and righteous justifications, through his best efforts alone, Law couldn't finish off Doflamingo. Apparently, this guy's nearly indestructible. More on that later. As Dofi leans in to stomp out Law's life, Luffy comes in with a timely save, leading to a clash of conquerors hockey like none other. We get another flashback to how Treble paved the way for Doflamingo's path to tyranny, followed by his true appearance underneath all that goo, courtesy of Law. One thing leads to another, as we finally have Luffy and Dofi all alone on the throne room. This week we ended on a cliffhanger so exciting that we couldn't even mention it in the summary. You'll just have to keep listening for the details.
Right off the bat, I gotta say, I'm a little saddened that we don't have either Devin or Christian with us this evening. This is a bit tragic because there were a couple of payoffs that we got in this set of episodes that I really wanted to get their feedback on. Number one, and this one's like low hanging fruit. Treble not being a Logia. I really want to know if either of them had that on their bingo card. I gotta say no. I'm pretty sure they had him pegged as a Logia from the get.
Absolutely. There is, even if we consider Christian's like super high, what's that stat in D&D? Perception?
Not observation hockey. Perception. There you go.
Yeah, even with his incredibly high perception rolls and rating, I don't think Christian had this one pegged as a Logia.
No, not at all. I think that for the most part, they were all on team. He's obviously a Logia. And I was going to be a little curious if it caught them off guard that they did this bit where Luffy was like, oh, but I'm supposed to be a Logia. It's supposed to cut him just fine. And then, we obviously get very quickly the payoff of Law being like, hey, by the way, Treble, you're an idiot. And then we get Treble's villain monologue. You son of a bitch, you got me monologuing. And he did not notice. He did not notice at all.
Nice.
But fucking idiot Treble. But yeah, I was very interested to see what the team at large would think of all that. But Justin, what did you enjoy this set of episodes? I feel like these are very colorful episodes. They're not extremely action packed. I mean, one of the most like iconic moments in the entire series opens us up in like the first episode. But like beyond that, it's not that action packed, I guess. Or do you disagree? Do you have any hot takes?
It's interesting. It's like on paper, I should be disagreeing with you because it was a lot of fighting across these 3 episodes, especially in the first one. Like that was lots of intense action happening. But I also feel like you're not wrong. I feel like we had a really so in 723 we had we started at a really high valley or really high peak, whatever, in terms of Law getting his licks in as best he can. Then we get the moment between Dofi and Luffy, and then after that, and then there's also the from that point onward, we kind of descend a little bit. We have not a lull, but the meter of excitement drops a little bit, or the high energy takes it down a couple of notches. We get Treble's commentary as he reflects upon meeting Doflamingo and what their life was like when they first met, and how Doflamingo grew up and became the man he is in some capacity. And then 724, I think it's basically Treble. Actually, I don't remember what that episode is about. But then we get 725, and it's largely moving pieces around on the battlefield of Dressrosa, both the immediate area of the throne room and far away, where we're just trying to set up for the final 1v1, or what I think is the final 1v1 of Doflamingo versus Luffy on the throne room.
Yes. So I would also remind you that the 724 was, so we got a little bit of Treble time in 723, but 724 was predominantly Law v Treble, and then Treble getting got because he's a big dumb idiot. But I will say, props to Treble. I have a lot of thoughts about this one-off villain side character. I know, especially in the community, and I'm sure by extension yourself, he gets a lot of flack because of his laughing tick and his like speech impediment and his mannerisms. And people just on average can't fucking stand to look at this guy or listen to this guy. And I totally understand. I do. I get it. But I want to bring us back here for a second. So, in a previous week, I talked about the things that I essentially disliked about Diamante, right? Mm-hmm. He was a very flawed top executive with very little, if any, redeemable characteristics whatsoever. I mean, he had a cool devil fruit. Yet I've definitely came around on the devil fruit a little bit over the course of meeting him. I still never really cared for. I mean, I liked his gag of being like, very self-centered and being like very easily persuaded when you praise him or whatever. I mean, that's always a good shtick. But when you get to his climax, I don't feel like there's a very good payoff in the kind of villain he is. There's just a lot of neener, I killed your mom until he's put in the dirt, which is great. I love that he got put in the dirt. I just don't feel satisfied that he got put in the dirt because it didn't feel as maybe groundbreaking is the word I want to think is what I want to think about. Counter to Treble here. So Treble, especially up until now, has really just been this fucking snotty goon in the back, a very snotty individual, in fact, that has really not had any real limelight. And something about what 723 and 724 do to really break down the madness inside Treble and the intent inside Treble as a secondary villain goes an extremely long way for me as a watcher. Like I am very much fascinated in the kind of person that Treble was both in the past and who he is today in these very short-lived minutes because of how like invested he was in cultivating Doflamingo as this new big villain in the world. Now, it's not very creative storytelling. I mean, everything he says is like, yeah, he was chosen by heaven to be the greatest evil. Like he chooses very like benign words that all just amount to he's a bad guy. Like I don't think he really reinforces like a new or like revolutionary concept, but like the way he tells the story and the cadence that it unfolds and him falling apart at the seams as he takes off his glasses and he's like, "Law, you don't fucking understand. This motherfucker right here is a god. He's a king. You're a loser." And I don't know. I really vibe with the deconstruction of a villain like that. There's a lot more to sink my teeth into. I feel like I've been talking for the better part of the last like 7 minutes, but Justin, what do you feel? Do you feel differently? Do you feel similarly? I'm very interested in how you feel about Treble.
I think you've identified the differences between Diamante and Treble in terms of, I guess, how much meat on the bone there is. I think your assessment of Diamante is correct, where his story, if you will, goes only as far deep as he is the primary antagonist for specifically Rebecca and Kiros. And personally, I like that.
Yes.
I think that's enough. I think the actions of killing Scarlet alone like has enough weight for me to be like, oh, I can run with this. I can do something with this. Like this, fills me up. It satisfies me, etc. And then I feel you on the neener kind of attitude he has. He doesn't really have. He's menacing, but in a really like goofy, annoying way. And personally, I don't mind it.
Yes.
I'm a little surprised you don't find that as, I guess I'll say, compelling, considering you hate Barto, who gives you a similar aura of neener, and you're very passionate about him and his character in that context.
Okay, but hold on. I like talking about how much I lovingly hate Barto, but I don't want him to fail. Whereas with Diamante, I dispassionately talk about how much I dislike his neener, and I don't care if he fails. Like, that's kind of like, we're designed to, like, we're supposed to want Diamante to fail because he's a villain. We're not supposed to want Barto to fail. I talk shit on him all the time. I don't actually mean it. I love Barto as a character. I just think his devil fruit, like, in another shonen or in another anime, this motherfucker would be easily one of the most broken fucking powers of all time.
Yeah.
And really, the only reason he's nerfed in this series is because Barto's fucking stupid.
Honestly, that's just real across the board. Everyone gets an OP power and they're just too dumb to know how to use it.
Exactly. They're just way too fucking and then you get, a very intelligent and menacing villain like Doflamingo whose power is string, and he does the most radical fucking shit with it that you can't even like fathom, and you're just like, huh, wow, yeah, that's pretty good. Anyway, I don't really think that comparing Barto and Diamante is fair, because I think that Diamante is a character that we're supposed to hate, whereas Barto is a character we're obviously supposed to love, and they serve two completely different purposes, right? That's so I wouldn't really put them in a similar camp of comparison or whatever.
I do think you bring up a good point of I think my investment in Diamante's storyline, or his participation in the storyline, is less about Diamante himself and more about, as I very passionately explained a couple weeks ago, I am invested in Kyros winning. That was the payoff I needed. That guy needed to beat the guy who killed his wife, tortures his daughter, etc., etc. All of my stock is invested in Kyros, and Diamante is more just along for the ride. So I guess that's fair. And moving on to Treble. I think I see your point. I don't know if I'm like as interested in Treble, and maybe it's just because I just don't give a shit about that character. I think there's a lot of cool things to sink your teeth into. Like I had been asking weeks prior of like, how did he meet Doflamingo? Because when we see that they meet for the first time, Treble's an adult, Doflamingo's like 8 years old or whatever. You would expect Treble to be the boss. You expect him to be the one pulling the strings. And so I asked myself, does that, assuming that relationship and that assumption I'm making is correct, does he continue to do that from that point onward? Like, despite the fact that Doflamingo has been presented as like the primary antagonist and is like this super evil person, is Treble like the real mastermind behind all of this? I think this week has proven that's probably not the case, but I wonder if it was ever true, if that was really the case, of like, was he always the mastermind or mastermind for a large portion of things? I don't know if we've gotten an answer to that. And then I wonder if he thinks that he's the mastermind of things.
I don't think he thinks he's the mastermind. I think that at a point, he only thinks of himself on equal footing to Doflamingo. And then as an extension, I think there's a lot of fun commentary in how Law goats Treble here, because what Law suggests is that Doflamingo has no remorse for anyone in his immediate quote unquote family, that he would walk all over every single one of them, top executive or nah, in order to get what he wants, as long as he's useful to them. To him is the only time that they are in his good graces. I think that actually didn't get a very concrete answer or response on purpose, because it's supposed to be kind of left up into the air. Like, was Law on the money? Or because Doflamingo never really commented on it. All that happened was Treble got big mad when he was like, I'm not just a lackey, I'm equal footing to Doflamingo. And then Doflamingo was like, Treble, he's literally trying to fucking trap you. Stop. And then Treble, does his Treble thing. So it's an interesting question. I definitely think that this reinforces that Treble was not the major mastermind. He was just like a guardian until Doflamingo could be the bad guy that we all know and want or love today. And as of now, he and the rest of the top executives consider themselves on equal playing field or equal footing. And it's still kind of a little ambiguous. Is that really how Doflamingo sees it or not? It's not really expanded on from his perspective. But I'm cutting myself off really quick because actually, Justin, you know who just showed up? Devin! Wow. Devin, how you doing, bud?
I'm doing all right. I overslept.
Yeah. I'd say, it'd
be like that,
right? It'd be like that. We were just talking about Treble. How you doing, big guy? What you first of all, you watched obviously this set of episodes.
I watched a lot of episodes because I've been gone for a minute.
I think. Go ahead.
To give you a picture, I started on 7:14.
Yes, yeah. I figure I do remember the last time you were with us. Yeah. So we got to the conclusion of all of our other side fights just prior to these set of episodes.
Oh, excuse me. So there was a lot to watch, but you know what? I did it.
I'm proud of you. I did have a question at the start of our recording here, but before you arrived. I was interested to know if at one point. So we've been talking about Treble in a little bit of excess.
I caught the end of that.
Yes, yeah. But I had an immediate question for you. How'd you react to our slimy man and his lack of being a Logia? Did that catch you by surprise, or were you just kind of like, bruh?
Horrendously angry.
Of course it does. Why don't you expand on that?
So the reason why it makes me angry is because a long time ago, when a Law and them first get to the top, and Law cuts him into like a billion pieces, and all of a sudden he can't re-glue himself together.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's like that never happened. Like, did that somehow stop him from gluing him? Like I want to understand if, like, looking backwards, like, okay, if he was always never a Logia to begin with, what did Law do before?
Law uses super duper OP power.
No. Hold on. He's also Law. He cuts people into pieces for fun normally, and they're fine. There's Law that wants to cut you to
but didn't he
crowd
not
control
use
you?
room in that moment?
Well, no, he absolutely used room.
Yeah, no, he absolutely used room. He used room in both of these situations. Only the difference is in room A, the one where he makes them into Lego pieces and he can't put himself back together. I assume that it's just his default CC cut, where he just wants to make your day worse, versus the cut that we got in this set of episodes where he flung his fucking arm with a sword in hand.
That was wild. I was expecting that. I've been expecting, like, ever since, like, seeing his arm get cut off, and then, like, just seeing the shenanigans of, up there's his limb, up there it goes flying over here, up, like I've been watching for those moments throughout this. But
you were expecting the one-arm shuriken to happen?
Yeah,
couldn't be me.
I've seen Naruto.
I've seen Naruto. Yeah,
I don't remember any one-arm shurikens in Naruto, but it's been a while, I guess.
No, but if anything, this is the first and I think only time that your boy has ever cut anybody like normally with his sword and not made them in pieces with his CC moves.
Crowd control for all those unaware.
Yeah, crowd control for all the people who are not gamers. I apologize. Yeah. CC stands for crowd control, which, for those that don't understand what crowd control is, it's like using an ability that just kind of deters movement or slows down a potential opponent.
But minus, so sorry, I kind of want to jump back into what I was thinking about earlier. I didn't mind everything that happened with Treble today. I thought it was very fitting.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
And what was it? Was it a silly gag? Yes. I think it was a very silly gag that Luffy just missed the one section that he was in.
I mean, this man is frail. He is frail. He is shrimping. He is... I don't even think you call him skin and bones. I think it's just bones.
You know what he looks like? For all my homies that have played Elden Ring, he looks like one of those fucking shriveled up tall guys from like the forest areas that shoot the death shit at you.
the cloaked, little, like Cthulhu monsters.
Yeah, dude, those guys. He looked just like one of those dudes.
I forgot what
because he's like a really thick man, like kinda. He's like a weird hunchback, like north of his like torso, but then like everything below his chest is like weird, long and gangly and super thin, and then his legs. I mean, forget about it. He's got Frankie legs. I mean, he definitely skips several leg days. He probably does a negative leg day. I don't know how that's possible, but I'm sure that he does a negative leg day.
He slimes his way around. Like the slime acts as his like electric scooter.
He definitely got to a point where his primary mode of transportation was slugging around, so his legs just do nothing.
Which again is still disgusting. Like, I don't even want to know what it felt like to be in a permanent bubble of slime.
Bleh.
You could ask Luffy.
No,
if
this
you
guy's
need
kind
to.
of nasty.
Like, think about it. Like, his whole body was covered in it, minus his like hands and face. But even then, half his face was covered in it perpetually because he was oozing all.
No, yeah, but we were talking briefly about our young Treble here, and you know his very timely demise.
Lack of a beard.
Lack of a beard? No, I don't know about all that. I mean, he still had the beard.
No, he didn't.
It
was very thin. If it did, he had like in the flashback that is, he was clean shaven, or like he had like the 5 o'clock shadow. That was it. He didn't have the thick, gooey, gross Cheeto dust beard.
Brother, please check the chat. He most assuredly still has his beard.
In the flashback, I meant.
Oh, okay, fine. In the flashback, yeah, he was a little bit more trimmed.
That's current Cheeto dust, beard. I'm talking in his flashback when he was like clean shaven. I thought I had the miscommunication.
He also had a beard
that
Treble has a naturally formed beard scalp hair combination that also droops and sags, and I'm not sure if that's his power still working or that's just how his beard be looking.
All the snot like turn like it works as like a hair gel.
It bonded into him.
So now his beard is almost put together like they're dreads. So they're just like these really nasty beard dreads.
Oh, booger dreads.
Booger dreads. Booger dreads. Booger dreads can't hurt you.
Oh no. What does it smell like?
Don't ask questions you don't want answers to.
That is not a question I need answered anytime soon.
Like, obviously he can't smell it because he's congested to hell, but like everyone else has got to hate him.
That guy is big mouth.
I mean, everyone do be hating him though.
Oh God.
I'm pretty sure he's like a unanimously hated side villain in like all of One Piece. literally no one likes this guy.
I'll just post a picture in chat. I have to ask Devin.
I don't hate him.
Devin, do you have any thoughts about the fact that for whatever reason, Treble has shackles on his ankles?
Do I have thoughts on it? I did have I was curious about it like when I saw it, because I was like, was he a prisoner at one point? Like,
I think he's just like, I think he just thinks it's funny, to be perfectly honest with you. I think he just.
Do you wear cufflinks for fun? And by cufflinks, I mean ball and chain kind of material.
Listen, I'm not saying I would, but I'm saying I think he does.
This is quite some logic you're throwing out there.
That's his vibe.
That's his aesthetic. Just a medieval prisoner.
Hold on, let me see if he had him on. Oh yeah, I know.
Well, there's a lot of people that their aesthetic is medieval. Like,
yeah, but they don't exactly go for the starving prisoner aesthetic,
True, they don't.
Because I wanted to be sure. I got a picture of him in young Treble, and he absolutely still has the shackles on.
Bro, something has been weighing on this dude's mind for decades. And
I just think he was an escaped criminal.
Maybe.
Yeah, probably. It's probably just to signify that he was very clearly a criminal at one point in time.
But also,
maybe it's his troubled past.
But maybe, despite the fact, because I think in this flashback picture you put here, it looks like the chain is still together. And then in the future,
I think that's just
perspective.
No, I think that's just a side thing. I doubt that it's actually together. That doesn't sound right.
Either way,
that seems fake.
What if this is like one, I guess a metaphor, I can't think of the right word, but where future current day Treble, he has his shackles on, the chains are broken, he's free, on paper or whatever.
Why did someone draw a bar on it? Is they trying to make that Luffy?
I don't know why there's a bar on. For those keeping track at home, I finally found a photo of Treble without the ankle bracelets. This is an image of Treble when he's a child. I don't know about the red line. The red line across the hat means nothing to me.
Kid up.
You would beat that kid up?
Instinctually, I was never a bully when I grew up, right? but that kid has a very punchable face.
Honestly, I don't actually believe you, because that's not what people who weren't bullies would say.
Yeah,
They would not call people out by whether or not their face is punchable enough.
I mean, my face was punchable enough, and I knew it.
Well, I think that's just because you
that sounds
have
like you
a
have
problem
a
with
lot of
self-worth.
things to unpack there, buddy.
Either way, that kid looks like he gets beat up. And
Speaking of beat up, Doflamingo kind of got beat up in this episode.
did he?
Doflamingo definitely got. I mean, okay, listen, he absolutely got a little shooketh for a couple of beats. First of all, we haven't even talked about this part yet. We open up to the Luffy Doflamingo standoff. Okay, well, I guess before we get to there, he did take a gamma knife, which is one of Law's like major, big heavy hitting attacks, which is supposed to like, discombobulate all your insides. And Doflamingo's like, well, you see,
Discombobulate.
I'm smart. And I'm clever. homie stitches his fucking organs together from the inside with his fucking devil fruit. Honestly, like, okay, obviously we're starting to teeter on like absolute like madness in terms of like what's reasonable to write for your villain, but this is like really fun to me. I don't know, man. The fact that Doflamingo,
I won't take that away from you that it's not fun, right? Yes, it's very funny, and sure, like the way I ingested this solution, I was like, this is ridiculous, but whatever. When are we gonna watch? Because I'm at that point in the arc, after watching these episodes of like, okay, how close are we to seeing the final hit? Like, that frame of like Luffy, oofing him, and it's like seeing all these like moments where it's like, Doflamingo's finally down for the count. No, he isn't.
Well, okay, so obviously in your perspective, you have, the knowledge that obviously Luffy will end up taking the cake. I even proposed this to Christian last week when we were left on the cliffhanger after the gamma knife. I'm like, you don't think that there's even a sliver of a chance that there is a universe where Law takes the W here and Luffy
Absolutely
just takes
not.
out Treble? Well, see, I find this kind of
I
wild.
asked him, and he was like, absolutely not. I was like, that's... And I tried reasoning with him of like, or the way I see it is like, okay, I need a hero.
Been on death's door for like 8 episodes.
Listen,
actually,
I don't disagree.
No, actually, I know exactly how many episodes he's been on death's door. He's been on death's door for 14 episodes.
I don't
because
I don't disagree.
I left last week, all those episodes I've been watching to catch up to today have literally just been Law is missing an arm and dying on the ground, to then Law does something sneaky, to then okay, he's back to dying on the ground. My dude does not have a chance. There is no way.
I don't know, man. It sounds like he just keeps saying he gets back up. And if he keeps getting back up, there's always a chance. That's all I'm hearing.
That's all I'm saying. He does always get back up, and there is always a chance. He gets
knocked down, but he's not getting up again. I'm just saying.
But he is.
Yo, he just needs a quick second. He's getting back up, bro. Trust.
To be fair, in this set of episodes, this is the set where he does not get back up again. To be fair.
Listen.
Last week he demonstrated that he do be getting back up again.
Facts.
Is all I'm saying. Like, there was a chance.
But then
there was a chance.
But also last week is where he kind of just stays on the ground.
Yeah. Well, no. He stood up by the end of last week's episodes. I think he was looming over Doflamingo.
Yeah, he had to get up and stand over Doflamingo to deal his final blow.
This week's episodes, yeah, because that's where because again, I had a lot to catch up on. So to me, like the cutoff of where talking material is a little bit fuzzy. So
sure.
So yeah. So this was he lays on the ground and he never gets back up again.
Nah, bro.
So
he just needs a breather.
In this set of episodes, we do get the talk no me between Doflamingo and Law here as he's looming over Doflamingo, and then Doflamingo continues to tell Law like, you have no fucking idea how glad I was to kill Corazon. Like, or fucking Rosinante was a fucking thorn in my side for years. He deserved to die. And then Law was like, I hate
I've had enough of your fucking
I'm mad
shit.
at you. I'm done with you.
There's a lot of prejudice in that counter shock. That's all I'm saying.
There was a lot of prejudice in that counter shock. But even I was like, okay, no, he's gonna be fine after the counter shock. As a first watcher, I do think that obviously we have the prospect of time and expectation in that Luffy 9 times out of 10, and I think even to this day probably 10 out of 10 times always tends to take the final baddie. But there was a time, there is a world when this was brand new where you could have convinced me this was going to eventually be Law's W.
And I don't.
What? Okay, I would be wrong.
I'm sorry. I guess I don't know. Christian and I are built different in thinking like, yeah, no, that's not happening. I don't know how you got that thought.
You
the formula is the formula.
Hold on, you fucking watch TikToks for shit that you haven't even seen yet, so I don't want to hear nothing from you. You got too much context, all right?
What?
Well, I mean, you do though. You do be watching TikToks on One Piece shit that you ain't even seen.
Watching is a strong word. They kind of disappear, and he's like, ah.
Yeah, they kind of just go, hi, and I go,
okay, fine, fair enough.
And then I scroll past. I was like, that's a One Piece reference. No.
And then he scrolls some more and he finds another one. He's like, all right, no more TikTok today.
But what's it called? No, there's another thing I wanted to bring up to Brendan about, like the last episodes.
Yes.
Bart's punch, the homage.
Oh, yeah.
Loved it.
Fantastic.
Chef's kiss. It was spoiled
Chef's
to
kiss.
me on accident. By myself.
it was so see, this is one of those situations where you had already seen that shit.
Okay, you say it was spoiled by yourself. No. It wasn't spoiled by you. Someone else did it for you, and you're like,
True. So my cousin has been getting into anime figures, right? Rest in peace. And so I was like, the only reason, like he's like, what One Piece ones would you get? And I was like, I don't know. I don't really have that attachment to these characters, except for I was like, wait, unless they have a figurine of Bart pissing in something, that is a figurine I would get. And so he looked and he's like, I found this one, showed it to me. I was like, spoiler, because he knows where I am roughly in Dressrosa. Like, he's a huge fan and he's been, following and everything. But then he realized, oh, wait, you guys haven't seen that scene yet. And I was like, no, I don't understand what's happening, but because it's a weird pose. I don't get it, but I love it. And now that I've seen the scene, I was like, I kind of want that figurine.
That's good. There was a little bit of context or context that you didn't have. That still allowed you a little bit of a satisfying conclusion there. I mean, it's fair.
But I love the fucking bubble fist.
Incredible. No, it's a great idea. And you know what a fantastic way to pay homage to the fact that Luffy is now inspiring his own generation of pirates, just like Bart. There are going to be more Barts in the world after this, let me tell you, man.
That's the conclusion you draw?
Yeah.
That's not how I thought your sentence was going to end. I thought it was going to be like, Luffy's inspiring a new generation, just like Gold Roger. No, you're telling me at some point Bart's is going to be the voice of another generation?
Absolutely. He's already the fucking poster child.
Crazy. He literally is.
He's what happens when an entire generation is raised loving a rubbery man. They all turn into Bart. I'm just kidding. I don't know where I'm going with this.
We all go return to Bart.
We all return to Bart. But yeah. So the showdown between Law and Doflamingo does unfortunately end here. Doflamingo be going like, so I fixed. Well, he even says he's like, I'm very creative. And healing is a strong term, but I did stitch all my organs back together enough to like not be dying. So that's good at least. And then Law's like, for fuck's sakes, can you just not?
Actually, though.
That is the face of a man.
I call hacking.
This is the face of a man who is in like the middle of a MOBA and he just used his alt. And the fucking the mid laner just went and said that only took a quarter of my health bar. And he's like, but how? Why? Fucking why?
It's astonishing to me that he can pull this shit off and he still wants perpetual youth surgery. Bro, what do you need it for? You're fine. Like,
perpetual youth and fixing your own self by stitching pieces together, probably wrong. Who knows? He's not a doctor. It's not the same.
I know there is a clear fundamental difference.
The other one is putting a Band-Aid on yourself.
I get that. I see that clear fundamental difference. But, for fuck's sakes, man, what more do you possibly... how could you possibly be asking for more? You have enough!
Because he's Doflamingo, man. He always wants more.
I mean, yeah, even I get that part.
Greedy bastard, man.
Yes!
This isn't news. This isn't news to me. I'm just expressing my outrage with it now.
A little bit of new outrage.
Justin's just sitting here going where's my what's it called? There's a phrase where it's instead of pure evil villains, where's the grayness in Doflamingo? That's the secret, my boy. He's all angry. He's all evil. He double dipped in evil. Yep. He ain't got that yin and yang. He's all got yang. The one.
He saw the yin and yang and went but does it come in black? That's our boy. That's our boy.
I was thinking to myself,
a bit of balance inside.
Law's power is really intricate and overpowered in many ways. And then you see the shit that Doflamingo just pulled off, and I'm just here bro, we're getting some. I can only imagine what the future of Devil Fruits from this point on are gonna look like if this is what we're fucking pulling off.
See, to me, it's plot armor that's happening right now. I don't think it's the Devil Fruit, really, but I will agree that Doflamingo's power is fucking awesome. And the fruit was actually kind of cool to look at, seeing in his flashback.
Yeah, no, but I mean, it is plot armor, but it is the devil fruit that's keeping him in this game right now. I mean, the only reason that he's able to do these feats that put him back on his feet, the plot armor is that it's always written into his devil fruit that allows him this opportunity to come back on his feet or whatever, right? But at the end of the day, the trigger or the catalyst to what keeps allowing him this option to come back up on his feet is always something related to his fucking devil fruit, which is super fun to me. I love the way that if you're going to give a fucker plot armor like this, I like that it maintains a line and doesn't. I mean, okay, so having all these new flexibilities in his power is obviously shoehorning to some degree. But at the very least, it always comes back to his devil fruit. And I could be here for that. That's why I think it's fun. It's a lot less oh, well, I was wearing a bulletproof vest the whole time. And that's why the bullets didn't do anything.
The whole time.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Shit like that kind of... I mean, I can be here for it, but it's a lot less satisfying than seeing a character, or at least seeing a character written in such a way that the creativity of the user is what allows him to come back into the fight time and time again. It's still plot armor, but it's slightly savory plot armor. I can get behind it to some degree.
Okay.
But all that being said, Doflamingo do be getting up after this. And he takes Law down again. And then Treble's you see? What did I tell you? He's a fucking goddamn king. And and then at one point Doflamingo's I am gonna love the shit out of stomping your skull in. And Luffy, this is the shot.
Hold on, no, because there's a whole the whole aspect of those episodes have literally just been Doflamingo stands there as Treble monologues about how great Doflamingo is, and then we had a flashback.
Hold on. That comes after. Give me a minute. We're not there yet. We're not on the monologuing yet. But and I also, before you got here, I spent 20 minutes talking about my opinions on said monologuing. In fact, so if you want to talk more on it, by all means. But we get the moment where Doflamingo and Luffy finally face off, which has spawned many tattoos, many fan arts, and is one of the most iconic face-off frames in the history of this fucking show by a mile.
Really?
Oh yeah, no, this is one of the titular screen caps in the entire franchise. People fucking eat this shit up.
Devin, I have to tell you something about this particular scene. There is, I'm not convinced I found the original creator, unfortunately. But there is a very popular clip, or fan edit, rather, of this scene that unfolded, the whole blocking of the kicks and whatnot, where
that frame. Okay.
Yeah, someone in the world took that scene, but they replaced Luffy and Doflamingo and some other characters with Tom and Jerry.
Oh, yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Video is iconic. I can't wait to share it with you guys. We gotta wait a couple more weeks because the video goes a little bit farther in the plot.
Like the Squidward one where he's getting beat up by Goku or something like that, or are we talking like it's literally just Tom and Jerry fighting?
No, it's literally just the same thing, but Tom and Jerry.
It's all One Piece background and tools or whatever you want. The right word is here. They just overlaid or replaced Jerry the mouse. Jerry the mouse is playing Luffy. He's wearing his outfit. He's wearing everything. He's doing the blocking, the kicks, everything. Whoever made this fan edit, I don't know the original creator, but whoever did that, you're amazing. I love you. This video is mwah, and I can't wait to share it. I just have to put that out there.
Justin is a fan. Justin is a fan.
I can't wait to watch that because I love those edits. like again, like the one I mentioned before, Squidward getting like beat up by Goku, where it's like the sound effects too and everything of like Squidward screaming. Or Patrick getting like,
you're gonna love this video.
Yeah, it sounds like you might be a big fan then, but yeah, no, this shot here is of course Luffy stopping Doflamingo's kicks, which so the first one is the fun one where Doflamingo's in the middle of stomping Law's skull in, and then Luffy just intercepts by putting his foot right underneath it and goes like, I'm sorry, no, you won't be doing that today. Doflamingo's like,
I'm not gonna lie, that is the silliest look in my opinion. Like when I saw that, I was like, I get it, this is impactful, but that looks so fucking weird. And also, like, I'm just imagining the balance issues of like holding something up with your foot that's kicking.
That's supposed
down.
To be what makes the fun. That's what makes those scenes so much fun. Is that it's showing the strength that Luffy has here to be like, hey, Doflamingo, you just tried to stomp my friend's head in with all your might. Well, I stopped you with my big toe. What are you gonna do next?
It's very goofy to me.
Well, yeah, but it's supposed to be, a show of force from both of these characters. Because then Doflamingo goes like,
that. I get that. Don't get me wrong, but in my brain, I register as, haha, they're playing footsies with metal feet.
Yeah.
It is the manliest game of footsies you've ever seen.
The manliest game of footsie of all time.
This is the deadliest game of footsies ever on the planet.
So they do this face off, and then this is when Treble, he begins part A of his villain monologue, and we get a little bit of additional backstory on his relationship with Doflamingo and how he transformed Doflamingo at a young age.
Oh no!
The Discord just dropped him in the middle of his model. That's crazy.
That is hilarious.
Is this what it sounds like when it happens to me?
Yes. This is exactly what it sounds like.
That's wow. For all listeners at home, Discord said "fuck Brendan" in the middle of his speech. Like it happened to me once or twice actually. So I got the baton now. I guess I got the talking stick until he maybe comes back.
So I guess I'll monologue.
Sure. Yeah. You speak. You haven't been here.
Well, we do have a storm going on here, so he might have lost. Wait, no,
he's back.
There he is.
Oh my god. How long was I gone?
I
did not know I was gone. Oh my god.
How's it feel, huh? How's it feel?
Well, I didn't stop talking at all. So
you're the night all those times.
So the funny part is after you left, Justin and I had a moment and I made the bit of, I got the talking stick now, and I just left.
I really thought Discord was having a massive DDoS attack and it was all over for this episode.
Wow, that stinks. Well, what was the last thing you heard me say?
Honestly, I don't remember, which really sucks.
We were talking about Treble and monologuing and flashbacks.
There was the footsies game.
We're getting another flashback.
Oh, this is part A of Treble's villain monologue, yes. And we get more context with Doflamingo. I love Doflamingo flashback. What do you have against Doflamingo flashback?
No, I didn't have any problem with the content of the flashback. It was more of a reaction to, oh god, we're having another flashback. Like, oh no, another flashback in this arc explaining stuff. Why? No. But I did appreciate it because then they did explain how the fire got put out and they were not, crucified. Like we got some answers, but it was just one of those moments where it's like, no, not another one. Oh wow, it is raining hard. I might lose power. We'll see.
Wow, we are.
Oh God, please don't say that. Don't say that to me right now.
Wow, what an episode. We are truly in Dressrosa. There's thunderstorms going on. There's DDoS attacks. We are going through it. We are in a war zone right now.
We're in the thick of it right now.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I was talking with Justin about how I actually liked some of the backstory and the villain monologuing of Treble. I think it actually really rounded out his side villain, because before this, I don't really feel like he had like a good place in this whole thing. And something about giving him this like moment of madness really helped me sort of feel something for this guy before he was inevitably taken out of the story.
I could have taken it or left it.
Okay, I mean that's fair.
Like it, I don't know where I stand on the monologue. If I was at a moment where I was like watching him monologue, like saying like, oh look, like the amount of times that Treble said we're equals. I was waiting for Dofi to fucking ice him right then.
Yeah,
and there.
I feel the same way. I'm really surprised by Dofi's.
And the fact that it didn't end with that, it was like, what was the point of that besides Law going, okay, haha, Law got the final word.
So we talked about that, and I mean the point is that Treble got goaded by Law. Like this is Law's moment to take Treble out because he played into his insecurity, right? And the reason why Doflamingo doesn't say anything is because it's supposed to be left up in the air. Like Doflamingo never commented on what Law was saying because he's giving us an opportunity to fill in our own gaps on their relationship, right? Maybe Treble was right. Maybe they really do have this like equals sort of relationship, and everything that Law is saying is just to piss Treble off, and none of it makes any sense. No. Or maybe Law is completely right, and Doflamingo isn't saying a fucking word because he doesn't want to, piss off his own subordinate. I mean, these are great questions. I think he's silent on purpose. It serves an opportunity for the audience to make their own justifications on the kind of character that Doflamingo really is. After all, up until now, we were sort of under the impression that he only had a soft spot for his immediate family, especially the top executives. So,
technically that hasn't been disproven yet, but Law has very much been like, nah, he doesn't give a shit about any of you people.
Yeah, he's very psychopath.
In fact, if anything, we've only been reinforced.
I don't know which one it is. I'm not a psychologist.
We've only been reinforced through Doflamingo's own words when he backed up Pika after a goon was laughing at his voice. And he made it very clear to us that he sees his family and the executives as his like actual family, and that a crime against them is punishable by death or whatever.
Counterpoint. At that point, Pika had used to him, though.
True. These are the questions, though. Very true.
A lot of these are those moments when he's, defending those people is when they had a use to him. When they're beaten.
Very true. When they're beaten,
he doesn't give a flying rat's fuck.
But see, that is yet to be explicitly stated by him. And I think that that's a purposeful move. Because it's still allowing an air.
Why would you throw your hand? Why would you throw the hand in the table if it's not done?
Well, that's just it.
I don't know if
there's a part of our assumption of like, well, he's not going to reveal his hand yet. But there's enough reason to doubt that, like, maybe he really only cares about these 10 people out of the entire world. And we can't prove that one way or another.
As of yet, with this context, we still don't know one way or another. We just know that Treble has a sore spot for being called out and called, the goon that he is by Trafalgar here, and played right into his head. And then Doflamingo was like, "You're literally walking into a trap, Treble. Stop." And then Treble's like, Don't hold me back, Dofi. I got this, all right? Don't hold me back.
And then he didn't.
And then he didn't.
He didn't.
And then he
didn't.
And then he regretted
Which
his
is
decisions.
interesting, right? Because that's obviously like the biggest red flag in my mind is like, and he didn't hold him back. Maybe he was like, I'm going to let him learn his own lessons. Maybe he's like, you're really starting to get on my nerves. Like, I don't know. Or maybe he was just like, we are equals, so I'm going to allow you this opportunity to do whatever you want because you clearly have an itch that you can't scratch right now, and I'm just going to let you do what you do. Even though I'm pretty sure you're walking into a trap, it's not my business because we're equals. I mean, there's an argument to be made for both sides, I think. Which I think is fun.
And I think that one half of the argument is wrong.
That's totally fair. That will never make you right.
I don't disagree. They are completely wrong, though. I think he's a psychopath that doesn't give a shit. And what? I understand the logic. I don't see it.
Totally fair. But yeah, no, we get part 2 to Dolphy flashback, and I also like the one throwaway moment where Doflamingo is like putting a Band-Aid on his fucking knee, and then Diamante's
all those bits of just like, oh, this guy bullied me in the street. Fucking kill all 3 of them in cold blood.
Yeah.
What a homie, bro.
I what's that?
What a homie.
I don't know if that's homie or just ridiculous.
Listen, Doflamingo's still 8 years old.
Definition of gang ride or die, yeah.
Doflamingo's still 8 years old. A child got beat up by a grown man for seemingly no reason at all. And Treble was like,
street part. The shooting the goons in the alleyway, totally, I get that. I skinned my own knee. Well, there goes a town.
Okay, that was
so that was the one I was walking into. The one specifically where Doflamingo mentions, I scraped my knee on a crack after I tripped in a
because the street was
on a road
uneven.
nearby. and then Diamante, I love the way Diamante plays it as too. He's like, "Oh, dang, Dofy, that stings. Hey, what town was that? Out of curiosity." And then it immediately cuts to them demolishing the fucking town. Fucking goons, all of them. Yeah, they destroy the town because Doflamingo tripped on a rock. They're all fucking crazies.
That's some real ride or die shit. Gatting a guy for picking on me as a kid, for beating me up is one thing. Destroying a town because the pavement wronged me, that's next level. I love that. That's great.
What was the what was that the statement that you made once upon a time, Justin, where you were like, I want to thank the sidewalk for always keeping me off the streets or something like that? Well, this is what happens when the sidewalk fails you. You have to hit the street, and then the street hits
Remember
back.
that, Justin, the next time you might skin your knee. The consequences of that sidewalk.
I feel like you should say this to the sidewalk, not me. The sidewalk had better watch out, all right?
Your
Well,
actions
all
have
I'm saying is when the
consequences.
sidewalk fails you, this is the consequences. All right? This is what fucking happens. I don't know where I'm going with the rest of this, but yeah, eventually, we do move on to. So Treble does get got because he's a whole ass fool. He got probably the first time Law has ever used his sword correctly in the entire series. And then proceeds to Beyblade up his. He used the pointy end, but more importantly, he used the pointy end to do pointy end things instead of just fake cutting everybody all the fucking time. And then Beybladed up his sternum, and then and then Treble's like, well, that sucked. And then Law's like, good. I hope it sucked. Fuck you. Fucking stupid. And then after that, then Treble's like, well, I'm going to just bomb all my snot because it's all flammable anyway. And then everyone was fine.
Yeah, definitely that
was fine, except for the scenery. We got a scenery change.
This is really just justified this one scene change of Luffy getting Law out of Dodge and literally chucking Law at Robin and co with Law, his fucking severed arm and his sword.
The amount of the plot lines of oh, I wonder what the little fairy girl's gonna use her ability on. Of course it's because I mentioned I did I watched those episodes yesterday live, just for funsies, and I made the comment of oh wow, a damsel in distress with the healing ability, what? And now Law and her are right next to each other. I wonder what's gonna happen to his
except now
arm.
they're not, though. They were together, and then Law was like, I want to see it.
Yeah,
I want to watch this.
The Tentata stayed.
They absolutely did not. They all left. The only
100%.
Leo, Manchuri, and Kabu stayed behind.
Exactly. They said,
Did
no,
they?
we're going to stay behind too.
Oh, okay. I guess I missed that.
Only
I must have
Robin
briefly missed that scene. Kiros, Rebecca.
Yeah, those two are going down the stairs.
Oh, interesting. Are you sure?
I'm very sure.
100%.
Are you sure?
110%.
You're probably right.
I've never
You're
doubted
probably
things.
right.
any less in my life than right now.
Somehow I doubt that because you've been very adamant on other things in this very podcast. And I don't
those are things I was confident on. Well, actually, hold on. Well, okay,
so
I see your point.
So you're not confident on this?
No, I'm definitely confident. I'm more confident on anything else. In all those other moments, I definitely have a seed of doubt. I just tell to shut up.
Oh, okay. So this is the most confident you've ever been.
Absolutely.
I think he's only that confident because I'm backing him up. If I backed out,
it helps. Well, I would have said the exact same thing no matter what.
All right. I mean, I'll take your guys' word for it. You might. I believe you.
Justin, where's your conviction? Your gusto?
Where's the gusto?
Here. It's right here on this podcast.
I mean, he did have gusto, to be fair. I can't say he didn't have gusto. Gusto, excuse me. But Cavendish had a minute to shine too. That was kind of fun. What a good guy Cavendish. He showed up and he was like, "Here, let me help for a split second." And then when Luffy was like, "I'm counting on you to keep my friends safe," Cavendish was like, "Hold on, that means I'm popular. I love that. I'm in." Fucking dumbass Cabbage, you fucking idiot.
Oh man, the fact that everyone still calls him Cabbage and not his actual name. And
the fact that it doesn't upset him anymore is kind of funny.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
What's even funnier here? I love this moment where Robin points out that Luffy and Law are on their way off the castle grounds or whatever, and then Robin tells everybody else like, "Oh, that's one of the warlords. That's Trafalgar Law." But then when she's talking to Luffy, she's like, "Yo, throw Traffy at me. I'll get him." She just completely disregards his actual name for the stupid nickname that he always calls him. Only when talking with Luffy, not when talking to anybody else. She'll respect him when talking to everybody else, but when talking to Trafalgar or Luffy directly, he's absolutely only ever going to be Traffy
or Tra Guy.
Yeah, it might be Tra Guy in the sub. I do remember that. They call him Traffy in the dub. That's his nickname in the dub. I think they call him Dofi and Traffy in the dub. I think Dofi's the same, but yeah, it's Tra Guy, and if you read it in the sub.
Wait, Luffy doesn't call him Mingo?
Oh, he calls him Mingo too, but he also calls him. Well, no. Luffy calls him Mingo, but all of the people in his family call him Dofi, like Doflamingo.
Yeah. No, I get it. I've seen it a couple times in the sub.
Yeah. All the people that are close to him call him Dofi, whereas in the straws they all just call him Traffy because they're assholes. But we finally get to a point where we did get to the bit. It's now the third 1v1? This is the third official 1v1 between Luffy and Doflamingo, I believe.
I can't wait for next episode to be Luffy versus Doflamingo, and then insert whatever other text of describing the episode.
Actually, I don't think they'll do that. I don't think they've ever done that in the past. Anytime they do a Luffy versus...
One of these episodes was literally Luffy versus Doflamingo.
Well, yeah, but they're not going to repeat that. That's what I'm telling you. They don't do that. Yeah. Like that was the episode where they call it Luffy versus Doflamingo. No further episodes will be labeled that. Now, we will get into... We left ourselves on a cliffhanger here, folks. I gotta tell you, Devin, we've come a long fucking way because, of course, we finally got a name drop of none other than Fourth Gear. My guy, I feel like I know the answer to this. Do you know what Fourth Gear looks like? I assume you do. I feel like you have to.
Okay, now we're going to take a picture of Lightning McQueen. And
okay.
He's going to be in third gear already, right? And he's going to slipstream around the last bend, and he's going to shift.
Is he fucking with us? I can't tell if he's fucking with us.
You're literally not answering anything about my question. You're just saying words. So anyway, returning to my question.
Do I know what it looks like? No, I do not.
Oh, thank God. That's amazing. I'm so happy
really?
For you. That is podcast. Let's go.
Really? That's incredible.
Fuck yeah.
I actually don't think I believe you. I think you probably do. You just don't know it's Fourth Gear.
So there's one thing I know I've seen, but I'm not going to describe it. Well,
right.
Christian's
Yeah.
Actually, I can describe it. Christian's
No, don't, because we have listeners. We have listeners, you idiot.
Oh, right. Listeners.
Forgot about that.
There's one thing I have seen, but it was again, I think it was when people were talking about another thing that happened recently, I guess, in the...
Okay, yeah,
so I was popping around there. So I seen that, because it was kind of impossible to not see that, because...
Yeah, right,
internet.
Yeah.
I think we're on the same page. You know what you're talking about? The whole world.
I think we are all on the same page, so you don't need to digest that any further.
I'll just type right here so you guys know.
Well, don't, because what if Christian sees it?
I could delete it.
Okay, well, delete.
Well,
yes, we know what you're
the
talking
thing you're
about.
talking about, we're on the same page.
We knew what you were talking about before you even typed it, so don't even worry about
I
it.
just didn't know.
Cool.
I like honestly, like if I had seen it, I probably have, and I just don't know that it was that, because
I think that's when you get to the next episode, I think that's going to end up being the case. But actually, we've come to a very important crossroad for me here. I have a fun fact for the both of you that I don't think either of you actually know about me. This exact episode in the sub was the pivotal moment where I started reading the manga full time, because after this episode came out, this was like a brand new episode back in the way days of, like, 2000
many moons ago.
Yeah, like 2014 or something like that. Maybe not 14. That sounds too late or too early. Probably like 2015 or 16. But this is a brand new episode at the time. And I was like, motherfucker, there's a fourth gear? He made a fourth gear? And I was like, obviously I was still, very infatuated with the series. And I'm like, I can't not know what fourth gear looks like. I'm not waiting a week to see what this fucking shit looks like. I'm going to the manga. I'm going to look at this shit because I had to see it. I did that. And then I was like, I'll only read a couple of chapters. But then by the time I read 2 chapters, I was like, maybe I'll do 2 more.
Well, I can't
and
not finish the arc.
And then I'm like, I'm not going to not finish Dressrosa while I'm here. And then I did that, and then I continued on to following content. Yeah, that was where I became a full-time manga reader. Yeah, it was the snowball effect. This exact episode is the episode that made me become a manga reader. I wouldn't say manga only, because I still obviously watch the shit out of the show. But this is the episode where I eventually became a manga reader for the series. And honestly, I'm very glad. It is the only manga that I read to this day. I'm glad that I pivoted. It was a great time. But I think next week will be fun for you, Devin. I think you will, if you aren't familiar with what it looks like, you will have a good time. I suspect. My
only guess, based off of photos, is something's going to be on fire. That's my only guess of other photos I might have seen.
Okay, interesting.
I probably, but I doubt that though, because
I really liked it when we didn't say too much, and I could have asked Devin what he thought fourth gear was going to look like, and now I feel like we've passed that point.
I mean, he literally just told you what he thinks it's going to look like. He says he thinks it has fire in it.
I wanted more, but whatever. I feel like we're now treading a line.
And the only reason why I reinforced that is because many moons ago, I remember like a fringe conversation of like Jordy mentioning like fire abilities and main characters.
Yeah.
Well, I think you've already seen that through like the Red Hawk and stuff. I mean, do you have additional? Justin, we never cross any threshold. We can do whatever we want, whenever we want. This is our podcast. Devin, do you have any other big ideas that you think Gear 4th might look like? Like, if you had to imagine. Like, let's break down the gears really quick. We have Gear 1, which is just Luffy being Luffy.
He bites his
thumb.
Have
well, hold on, we're not there yet. We have second gear, which is where Luffy goes Speedy Boy and he blood dopes in order to make himself steamy. And then, of course, we have third gear, which is when he bites his thumb and gives himself, big limbs and whatnot. If we were to go on with that, what do you think fourth gear is? Do you think that it's a mode like 2, or do you think that it's a switch like 3? I don't know if switch is the right word, but like an accessory thing like 3. Does that kind of make sense? Do you know what I'm asking?
Yeah, because you're asking me if he's going to balloon up and punch really big or not, kind of thing. I think it's going to be like second gear.
Okay.
But he's still going to chomp the fuck out of his arm.
Interesting.
He's still going to chomp his arm?
Yeah.
I mean, we did see that. That was like the
he
final
got his
scene.
arm up. I'm just saying, the scene that we saw, his arm is up, but his mouth is nowhere near his hand. So he ain't biting fingers. He ain't pulling an Eren Yeager. He going full double dip and biting his forearm.
Oh, he's gonna. Okay. I see what you're saying now. So whatever he does to activate, he does by biting his forearm.
Mm-hmm.
I see. Okay. Yes.
Devin,
of course.
I know you just said that he's not going to go full Eren Yeager. But what if I told you?
What if I told you
that he went full Eren Yeager?
I'd believe it, because honestly, he's already got the steamy part. He's got the biting. He's already gotten really big. Double it.
I mean, honestly, I feel like the most appropriate line of thinking, is this saying too much? Maybe he just becomes big on all his limbs, right?
But yeah, that's going full Eren Yeager. He goes Titan.
Right. That's I'm reinforcing the same idea. I mean, is that am I talking too much leap in logic maybe or not?
I I feel like it doesn't.
It doesn't match Luffy, you don't think, huh?
Yeah. Like, seeing a gigantic Luffy is the idea of that is terrifying. So,
it would be a little spooky.
But also just ridiculous. Like, the other stuff has been ridiculous, like his Gear 3, like with the big fist, it was ridiculous, but it was fitting with the fruit. If he just literally became the colossal titan, not like, skinless, but just big Luffy, I think that would just be kind of take away from the fact of the giants in the show, and it wouldn't really be an upgrade, in my opinion.
Well, maybe he always wanted to be like a giant. I mean, he seemed to respect giants when we saw them all in...
That's Usopp.
Well, okay, yeah. you got me there. You got me there.
He did not. He wants to be king of the pirates, not a giant.
Yeah. You ain't wrong. That's kind of fair.
Mm-hmm. I have one quick follow-up question. Would you believe that Gear 4th is something similar to like a Dragon Ball Z power-up? Like
a going up in Kai?
Yeah, like I don't want to necessarily like pin it down to
is this Luffy Super Saiyan?
I think that's what it's going to be.
Okay.
Wow.
Like aesthetically or more in tone?
Both.
Okay.
Do you think that second gear is a Super Saiyan adjacent sort of thing, or would you not call it super? Oh, you would call it Super Saiyan adjacent. Okay.
Yes.
I just want to ground how our perception of our traditional shonen transformations look like. I wouldn't even
consider it Super Saiyan, because again, like before Goku went Super Saiyan, he had the Kaioken 1, 2.
He's got Kaioken.
This is the Kaioken stuff. He hasn't gone full Super Saiyan yet.
So you're saying that if first gear is his Kaioken, you're putting a line in the sand and you are suspecting that Gear 4 is his Super Saiyan.
No, it's just Kaioken 4.
Oh, it's Kaioken 4. He hasn't gone Super Saiyan at all. Will he ever? Will he ever?
From the photos I've seen, looked like it.
Okay. No. Now we're talking too much. All right, hold on. Fucking relax there, big guy.
Like, I know it's not, but because I know
come on, vagueness, relax in there, okay?
We're stuck in the Kaioken arc forever until
so Gear 4.
We're in Dragon Ball. We're not in Dragon Ball Z yet.
But hold on, I feel like the precedent you're setting kind of puts a sour taste in my mouth. I feel like what you're suggesting is he had Kaioken in second gear, so Gear 4th is just going to be like Kaioken times 4.
Yeah,
but that feels like an in between. That's not like a real transformation. Are you suggesting that this won't be like a full idealized like unique transformation all its own?
This is made by Toei, right?
It is made by Toei,
who also makes Dragon Ball. That just want to make that clear.
Well, they also make Dragon Ball. What do you mean? You didn't rest anything. You just said words and then said I end my end.
I don't think it's going to be a major transformation in the sense of like the difference between 2 and 3. I think it's just going to be he's going to be way faster and punch way hardier.
I see. Okay. All right. Well, I respect that take.
There's going to be a lot of teleporting around and punching and Gatling pistols.
Yes. Okay. I see. All right. Well,
I thought for when a last hurrah of a big oomph, and I bet the mountain's going to get squashed a lot.
Interesting.
Is there even mountains anymore? I think they're all gone. I guess they're on one mountain, to be fair. Yeah, never mind. That's fair.
It's going to get shifted down a level. Castle. It's already on fire.
There will no longer be a plateau.
Just remember these thoughts for when we get the reveal next week and see what matches up and what doesn't.
He's going to turn into a fucking lion.
Dude, honestly, like that sounds great. I love that. I think that sounds great. Let's fucking do it. Anyway, imagine the guy named Monkey turns into a lion.
Right? And not a fucking gorilla
wait, hold on.
Chimpanzee.
I did not. I need to present something since we were on this line of comparing it to Dragon Ball Z, because I completely forgot that in Dragon Ball Z, I don't know like the whole like lore explanation or whatever. But I know that for some reason or another, Super Saiyans be turning into gorillas or big monkeys.
Correct.
Rather.
That's when they still all Saiyans.
When they have their tail still.
Yeah, all Saiyans can turn into a great ape if they have their tail and they look at the moon. Yeah.
So what I'm telling you is, what if Monkey D. Luffy's going? He returns to monkey.
He returns to Monk. We hit the Kong arc, baby. That's what I'm saying.
I want Godzilla, damn it.
Well, this is when Doflamingo goes, well, what if I made a Godzilla out of string? And then we have Kong versus Godzilla, baby.
I'm in. Sold.
Now we got him, baby.
You got me at my roots. You hit me right in the roots. I'm a Godzilla kid. Like, I grew up on that shit.
We got Stringzilla versus Monkey D. Kong. I'm all in on this plan. This sounds fucking great.
King D. Kong.
King D. Kong. Oh, fuck, stop. All right. Anyway, that's pretty much all we got for this set of episodes. We're done. We're done with Go D-Zilla. Also, Doflamingo isn't a D. He very much hates Ds, in fact.
That's great. We can
Godzilla
retcon
and Kong in the most recent adaptation have been fighting together. Ape strong together with Lizard.
Maybe that means that Doflamingo will have friend arc after this.
Oh.
There's no way.
There's no way.
Not again. Not again.
Brendan, come back. I'm back, buddy.
I'm back again.
Do we have any final thoughts before we shift toward the end? Before he gets kicked out and doesn't come back permanently? No.
I mean, I think I'm good. I think I'm pretty well. We also got confirmation that Doflamingo, after he killed his dad, and he went up to, I mean, we already knew this, but he went up to Marijwa and tried to be like, hey, here's my dad's side, can I come back here? And they were like, fuck no. And then all of his like cronies were like, yeah, that's okay, Dofi, we're here for you.
We'll burn it all to the ground, don't worry.
Yeah, like don't worry, buddy. And then he's like, you guys really care for me, don't you? There's like a moment in like young Doflamingo's eyes where he's like, I finally found my people. And I'm like, brother, I don't think you did. I think you found some fucking nut jobs, but don't let me tell you how to run your life.
Also, to quickly touch upon it,
he's also a nut job in his own sake.
Yeah, that
he is also a nut job. I'm not going to say he's not. That's totally fair.
Just to quickly touch upon it explicitly.
If I kill dad, I get to go home. That's nut job logic.
So one quick thing, just to state it explicitly, Treble gave Doflamingo his devil fruit. I don't know if we said that before.
We did not yet. We technically did not.
Yeah.
We did say that we saw it, but we did not say how or like what was the context.
So Treble gave it to him because he just had it on hand for whatever reason. And in that scene where he introduces, one, the devil fruit that Dofi would have, and two, the gun that Doflamingo would kill his father with, and all the other people close to him with. Treble said, listen, I can give you the tools to become the king of the world. You just got to bring us with you and let us manifest our dreams, whatever those dreams are exactly.
Murder.
Maybe.
Murder. I wish to murder.
And
that is my one
easy dream. 10 out of 10. Can do it any day. Which one? That guy? Bang. Done. Wait, no, not that guy. Oh, you meant that guy? Bang. Done. Any more wishes?
And then the only other thing is the bird cage has now a time limit of 1 hour before basically everyone on the island is dead.
Yeah, classic Fortnite, classic everything. The ring's getting smaller. Like everyone knows.
It was
rules.
always an hour, but in this set of episodes, we actually got a little bit more like prodding from Doflamingo here, because when he first starts closing the bird cage, he goes like, "Yeah, it should be about an hour before it finally closes in on itself." But then in here, Doflamingo's fighting Luffy, and then Doflamingo's telling Luffy, he's like, it's going to take an hour, but like in about 30 minutes, when all the old people or the infants and the children, like they're not going to be able to run forever. Once they get exhausted, like they're going to be gone first. That'll probably happen in about 30 minutes or so. Then 40 minutes will go by.
Of a psychopath.
He's literally laying this out for Luffy. He's like 30 minutes all the week. There's no way.
Bro, I don't know what he did to offend Discord, but Discord's out for blood tonight. Holy shit.
He's probably still going too. That's the best part.
Oh my god! Wow, yeah.
When he gets back, I'm just gonna be like, yes, you make some good points.
Mm-hmm.
You make some very good points, Brendan.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I agree with
Thank
what
you.
you said.
Yeah, can you just tell me if you guys were not talking in the times that I've been gone?
We were laughing really fucking hard.
No, we were laughing 100%. You got discorded real hard.
This is gonna really suck for Jordy because I also don't stop talking because I don't know what's happening.
Don't worry. That makes it so much funnier. Trust me. I'm talking from experience.
Well, yeah, but if you guys are laughing, he's not gonna include my talking.
No. We listen. So everything's staying in. All right. Everything you say, and also all of us laughing over you. That's gonna be great.
I think that's not how this is gonna work.
That's how it worked whenever I tried to talk about Fishman Karate, and I wasn't allowed to speak according to Discord.
Well, no, but when you left, we left your cuts out until you came back. That's what I'm saying.
I remember speaking the entire time. I was like, oh no.
I don't think that's true. I'm pretty sure that does not happen.
Well, guess we'll find out in post. Let's end the show in some capacity before it happens again. So next week is episodes 726 and 728. Any quotes? I do not have any personally.
No.
Well, that's
I had too much information that went through my head. I
have 3 quotes, in fact, because I actually come prepared, unlike you fucking losers.
Damn.
I don't know why I like this quote, but this came from Treble when Doflamingo was coming back up after getting the gamma knife, and he was like, "Can't keep a string man down," and I was like, I don't know why that's funny to me. It was just a very silly line.
Wait, Doflamingo said that?
No, Treble said that about Doflamingo because he was like hyping him up. He's like, "Can't keep a string man down." I was like, oh, okay, that's good. I like that. That's funny.
I'm glad
at one
he's
point,
quote unquote dead right now. If that was a line that he said,
Treble's great. I sort of stand Treble a little bit. He gets a little too much hate in the community. Anyway, moving on. At least his throwaway villain perspective. Like there's a little bit of charm. Anyway, at one point Luffy gets stuck at him and he's like, "Go away, you weirdo. Why are you so icky?" And then Treble, yells and corrects him. He goes, "That's sticky." And I was like, funny. And finally, this line is from Bart after Cabbage is trying to get him to help them down or whatever. And the first thing that Bart said is, "You're a part-time psycho with narcolepsy. I don't take orders from you."
That's what a line. What the hell?
What a fucking line. And I was like, yes. And then eventually Cabbage was like, "Well, Robin needs your help getting down." And then he's like, "Did you say Robin?" "Oh, of course. I'll help yesterday. I don't know why it took me so long." "That's all you had to say, my guy. What are you talking about?" Shit, dude, that's all you had to say. All right, that's all I got.
Beautiful.
There was one moment. There was one moment during with everything exploding when Bart was just vibing on that level by himself doing nothing, where shit's hitting the fan. He's like, "What the fuck is happening?" I loved just him and his little bubble shield going like, "What is going on up there? Oh my god!" I think it was when Luffy did the foot block thing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah.
All right, moving on to Golden Ham. Damn, who are we feeling?
Wait,
who are we thinking?
Did we even say what next week was?
Yes.
Yeah.
I did.
Okay, I'm sorry. Move on. Golden Ham. Shit, dude. I don't know.
I'm sorry. I just read this. Law's body double won last week.
That is correct. But we're on this week, Devin. Stay with us. We're on this week.
I'm sorry. I just read that.
Focus.
Laugh at that.
Focus. Move on. This week. I don't know, guys. I kind of like Treble this week. I really do. I might die in this camp alone, and that I can accept that. I like what Treble did this week, or at the very least, even though it was just villain monologuing, I appreciated the extension of his one-tone side villain narrative enough. I appreciated the transition from that enough to where I'm like, I respect what they try to do with him in the end. I really do. I might be on a Treble team this week, and I understand if I'm the wild one.
I don't feel super strong about anyone this week. I do see the Treble pick, and I really don't want to agree with you. And I know,
because you're like everyone else in the community, and you just he's got no redeemable qualities. I mean, I like Doflamingo. I'm not saying he doesn't deserve it, but he always deserves it, man.
I don't know. I'm not. I mean, it's not a yes or a no for me. I don't feel strongly. I don't know. I've wanted to present
I feel
law
like
for
if
propaganda
I go
purposes,
treble,
but not even.
if I go treble and Devin wants to go Dofi or Doflamingo here, you either have to be the tiebreaker or send us to numbers. So like how we want to do this.
I could also be swayed if Brendan does nothing but the treble laugh. I didn't say stop.
I fucking love the treble.
I think
laugh,
treble
dude.
just
It's
won
so
by
good.
some form of a landslide. I'm gonna write treble's name.
Eat shit,
I'm not
Justin.
gonna.
I'm fine with it now. Before I hated it, but now I'm fine with it. That's how Brendan responds every single time he wins. I won. I win.
Fucking Christ, dude. I love the treble laugh.
What a day. It's anyway, we got fan mail. This person wishes to be addressed as Dum Dum Fruit.
Hell yeah.
Oh. Okay.
Okay. The amount of enthusiasm, but I appreciate it. Dum Dum
Because
Fruit.
I came up with that.
Well,
Fruit
okay, you're not the
balls.
first one to coin it, but yes, you did say it out loud on this cast first. That is a fact.
Dum Dum Fruit writes, "Hey guys, I never emailed the pod before, but I've been a longtime listener since the very beginning. In fact, God bless you. Those early episodes were rough. Just thought you guys had everything. Excuse me. Just when I thought you guys had everything covered so far. Hold on, I'm having a show.
Okay,
Let
don't
me
do
reread
that.
sentence.
Drink some water. How's maybe
Stroke
you
check.
didn't have
Everyone
enough
put your arms in the air.
Did you have enough olive oil today?
Maybe. I don't know. I feel like I have half a portion to go. Sorry. From the very beginning, in fact. Just thought you guys had everything covered, so I never had felt the energy to email you before. You guys are doing great, by the way. You guys got great dichotomy going on. You got the devil, Devin, Devin's advocate, the goldfish, and the bread boy. Is Christian the goldfish here?
Or am I
That's
the
actually kind of
goldfish?
wild. Is Christian's like... I think he's a little bit... He's at least a trout. Come on, he ain't no goldfish.
He's at least a trout.
He's at least a trout. I'm really glad that one tickled you. I didn't know how that one was going to land.
It speaks the outdoorsman in him.
Right. Anyway, continue.
They continue to say, I just don't know if you guys went over it about why Baby 5 is called Baby 5 because someone had to tell me. She is the fifth baby, and her mom couldn't bother thinking up of another real name, and so you never see her other... What? Am I having a stroke? Am I reading this right? Let me start over. Reading is hard. That she is the fifth baby, and her mom couldn't bother thinking of a real name, and you also never see her other siblings, which probably means they didn't make it. So sad. Also, I'm always on the edge of my seat when Justin says literally anything. Sometimes saying less is more. Listen, man. I can't help myself. I've been silenced at a young age. I was never allowed to speak in the household ever. And so now I'm a man with the freedom of speech, and I'm a yap.
And it's become a problem.
And I'm making everybody's problem. For what it's worth,
Okay.
For what it's worth, Justin, I feel like in tonight's episode, you did great. You did fantastic. I'm very proud of you.
It's called anxiety, but I appreciate it.
I still got my eye on you, though.
Me too.
When you did the Devin, what if I told you? I was glaring at you. I'm just saying.
Also a fan of the Garb Gap. Find it hilarious. Can't stick to the old ways forever, old man. Bread boy. Anyways, I love the podcast, guys.
That's where you're wrong, kiddo. That's where you're wrong. I absolutely can.
The future is now, Brendan.
No, it is not. I'm staying right in the past with my fucking iPhone 3s and I don't know why I said iPhone 3. Tamagotchi.
Juke man. What did I just say?
Furbies.
I just combined Walkman with Jukebox. What is wrong with me?
Juke man.
Did you say a juke man?
I combined Jukebox with the Walkman. Anyway,
dude, I would love to have a
podcast.
jukebox.
Don't know when I'll write another email, but later, Dum Dum Fruit out. Thank you for the
Janko
email.
jeans.
Reading is hard, man. That was unnecessarily hard. Anyway,
reading isn't usually that hard, but I think you just stress yourself
just
out.
got in his brain and just wiggled around and just knocked
Yeah,
the
trout in my
it's
brain
definitely
is
the trout.
flopping.
Like Brendan pulled the trout out of the river and it put it in the boat, and Justin tried to grab it, but it just kept flopping. It just fuck. That's what happened.
That's funny. I
Yeah,
like
something
that.
like
was
that.
the trout.
Thank you for the email. Moving on to Patreon shoutouts to Twigo, Taco, and Rain. Thank you.
TTR.
Twigo Taco Rin, we love you.
Thank you to all of our
TTR.
patrons out there who support us financially. We appreciate you. We couldn't do it without you. And
Yeah,
now,
thanks to all patrons.
excuse me, moving on to
Yes.
what should have been the Garb Gab, but Christian is otherwise preoccupied tonight, and I'm very sad about it. So,
Wow, I'm starting to notice a pattern. You keep calling it the Garb Gab section, but you only ever use the grab bag because you're an
What are you
idiot.
talking about? That's the Garb Gab right there.
No, he was about to tell you that Christian has the Garb Gab, so he brought the grab bag today. Isn't that right, Justin?
No,
well, I didn't bring
have
it. You bring it because I don't touch grab
I'm
bags.
holding
It's all
it
you
right
bring.
now. This is the
Well, yeah,
Garb Gab. That's why I'm late.
Oh, so you stole it from Christian again?
Yeah.
Have you considered maybe just not doing that
you're
anymore?
late.
Well, he did fight me for it.
Wait, you bested him in combat? I almost don't really know if I believe this.
Well, check that.
I mean,
closet.
Christian's strong, but he doesn't have combat prowess. He's just a really tall guy who climbs rocks.
What'd you guys compete in, out of curiosity?
The competition was how long he could hold his breath while he held chloroform to his mouth.
Oh,
uh-huh.
that okay, right. So
So I bested him, and I got the bag. Here's the Garb bag. Or Garb Gab.
we're going to roll with this, but Devin, remind me after the show, I think we need to have a discussion about what it means to have a fair competition.
Breathe gooder.
So I'm going to go inside
Right.
this Garb Gab and grab ourselves whatever this week's Garb Gab is today.
Uh-huh.
And I pull out
And
this...
I do apologize. It is sticky.
Uh-huh.
You can blame him. It wasn't me, clearly. I didn't have a bag last.
Yeah, so I pull out, I pull out this envelope, but it's in a Ziploc bag. So, good job on that one. I don't know if you saw this coming, Devin, but good heads up play right there.
Sad head noises.
So,
Yeah,
so
but that Ziploc
remove
is
this
gonna be a
letter
pain
from
in
the
the ass to
Ziploc
open.
bag, and today we have a recommendation, and it's my turn. And
Wow.
I'm going to, we usually recommend a lot of books, video games, movies, TV shows, etc. I think Brendan once upon a time recommended like a person, like a content creator. And so I'm here to follow suit. The content creator I wish to recommend to everyone is our resident community member and artist, Panda. You can find Panda at apanda013 on basically any social media. She's on Twitter, Instagram, Tumblr. But where you can really find her most active as of right now, she is a Twitch streamer. She primarily streams Final Fantasy XIV Online. I think that's the right number. I don't know. Final Fantasy Online, whatever. She also streams sometimes her art doings, the behind the scenes kind of stuff. She plays other games here and there. But yeah, you should go follow Panda on all of those social platforms and make sure you tell her that we appreciate her for all the hard work she's helped us with in terms of art and making our podcast as great as it is. And that's my recommendation for today.
That's great. I love that recommendation. We should recommend people in our Discord more often if they're content creators, because they're great. They deserve to be recognized.
Damn, Google's going to be real mad at me when he hears this.
Oh no,
Oh,
the
okay.
love triangle.
Oh, well, hold on.
This is gonna be like that whole arc where like Justin's gonna have to go like win his love back.
No, there's going to be a part where he reveals to me, what do you think I've been dating you for? I've been waiting for the public, shout out this entire time. And the one opportunity you get, you waste it on someone else that's not me? How could you? The betrayal.
Mhm.
Anyway, Googs, if you're listening to this, I'm
Mhm.
sorry. Love you. I'll catch you next round in like 6 months.
I'll catch you 6 months from now.
So yeah, that's our show. Devin, do the thing.
Follow us on Instagram and Twitter at Panda Sightings. You can also send us questions at pandasightings@gmail.com. If you want to financially support us, there's the red bubble down below and our link to our Patreon. And there's some other stuff in there like our Discord. Join that. We hang out in there. Sometimes I'm there at goblin hours at 3 a.m. Don't ask questions.
Mm-hmm.
Or do ask questions. I mean, you can go to the Discord and literally ask questions. That's kind of what it's there for.
That too.
Yeah.
I think that's all the plugs, unless there's one I missed.
I blacked out, so I honestly didn't even hear you say anything besides Discord, but I believe you knew.
My
that
dude, you
sounds
need
good.
to get an MRI or something, I swear.
You're not wrong.
Well, if you don't mind me, I'm going to go leave. I got to go. I guess I got to go fix my cholesterol. I have it on good authority that if I drink a gallon of olive oil a day, my cholesterol is going to be much better.
Gallons. Remember what we said about moderation earlier, Brendan?
No, I'm pretty sure you literally told me a table gallon, which I don't know what a table gallon is, but that's what you said.
You know what? I might have gotten my measurements or my units of measurements mixed up. I think you're right.
I think you're right. All right, so anyway, I'm gonna go take my table gallon of olive oil, and hey, I hope you guys. No, fuck you. I'm gonna do it at my own house. I'm gonna comfort my own home. Anyway, if you don't hear from me, I'm probably fine. So I'll talk to you guys later.
Your organs are gonna be so lubricated, you're just gonna mellow out. You know.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm. Make sure you get the garlic infused one. I like that one.
Treble after this, but instead of ooze and boogers, it's olive oil.
This is my transformation arc. My final form was
from
never
robot to boogers.
My final form was never Foxy. It was always Treble. It was always Treble. I love it here. All right, good night.
Later.
Bye.